All right, do you have your test out? Okay, we're going to run through it quickly so that we can get to everything today. Number one, we were supposed to define our terms, and extracellular digestion was something about it digesting outside of the cells. That's all. Didn't have to be too elaborate, okay? Rhizoid hyphae was the hyphae that was in the mycelium. Did anybody get anything else for that?
I put hyphae inside the food.
Okay, but that's where the mycelium is. So that's just great. Okay. I'm trying to find here. Here we go. I'm going to get back here so I can check myself. Fungi's not my strong suit. Stolon, you should have said something about an aerial hyphae that does asexual reproduction. Could have drawn one, put a little new fungi out there. Fermentation, something about it anaerobically breaking down sugars. Okay. Hyphae itself, just filamentous fungal cells, or you could have put thread-like cells. Did anybody come up with anything else? Okay. Number two, if a fungus forms haustoria, is it saprophytic or parasitic? You tell me.
Parasitic.
Parasitic in general. You know what bugs me about this? What did we learn about fungus root? Fungus root has a haustorium, but it's actually a mutualistic relationship. So I kind of have a problem with that, but you answered absolutely correctly. I just want you to know. Number three, what kind of hypha exists in a multicellular fungus?
Rhizoid.
Okay, rhizoid hyphae. Okay. And then let's see. Number four, what does chitin provide for a fungus?
Toughness and flexibility.
You could have said that. I wouldn't have thought of two things because it didn't ask me for two things. So I'd have said structure. Did anybody go that route? You guys are much better than me. Okay. But I'd have accepted that too. Because really it is structure, right? That's what it does. And it doesn't ask for two things. 5, name 2 specialized aerial hyphae. Now here it's asking for at least 2. So you could have mentioned stolon. You could have mentioned, did it ask? Hang on. Nope, name 2 aerial hyphae. Okay, that's what I thought. So you could have mentioned stolon. You could have mentioned sporophore. You could have mentioned sporangiophore. You could have mentioned conidiophore. And then it doesn't ask what it does. So why did they? Oh, you could have said one that absorbs oxygen. That's why. So you could have said that. Okay. Let's see. Number 7. Number 6. I just went right past that one. Number 6. Give the phylum of kingdom fungi. Given the phylum of kingdom fungi, classify fungus with each of these characteristics. Okay, so A, form spores on club-like basidia, that would be Basidiomycota. B, have no known sexual mode of reproduction, that would be Deuteromycota. C, form sexual spores where hyphae fuse, that would be Zygomycota. And D, resemble both protozoa and fungi, that would be Myoxymycota. I'm taking the test as we do it, so if I mess up, you guys let me know, okay? Okay. Number 7, what part of the mushroom holds the basidia? That would be the gills. Is that what you guys put? Good. Number 8, give the means of sexual reproduction and one means of asexual reproduction employed by bread molds, and I'm going to go ahead and read those to you. With the bread molds, the sexual reproduction is when a zygospore is formed. You could have said that the 2 hyphae come together and form a zygospore, but you should have mentioned a zygospore somewhere in there. And then the asexual reproduction, they can use a stolon or they can make a sporophore. Okay, so one of those. Let's see. One means of asexual and one employed. So one of each. All right, making sure. So you didn't have to have all of that. You had to have one sexual and at least one of the asexual. Number 9, name 2 pathogenic fungi and the maladies that they cause. And so you could have gone a bunch of ways. You could have said rusts or smuts. Either one do crop damage. You could have said ergot of rye, which causes death. I like that malady, don't you? Death. Okay, anyway. And then you could have said chestnut blight. You didn't have to say the Latin name. You could have said chestnut blight attacks chestnut trees. That would have worked. You could have said Dutch elm disease attacks elm trees. That would have worked. Or you could have said death to elm trees. Anyway. And you could have said potato wart attacks potato plants. Did anybody here give the Latin names for these things? We bow to you. You are amazing. And you're probably a future scientist, right? Is that the route you think you're going to go, Zach?
Kind of lawyer, but either way, it's still Latin, so.
There you go. Okay, so that works. All right, let's see. So then we go to number 10. A farmer notices that certain crops grow much better in the presence of certain fungi. What is most likely explanation? What's going on there?
Fungus root.
That's right, fungus root. Thank you very much. Number 11. What useful medicine is produced by fungi and genus Penicillium? Penicillin. And what is the general name for those medicines? Antibiotics. And there you go, we're done. Number 12. A biologist looks through a microscope at a single-celled life form. The microscope is not good enough to discern whether the cell is eukaryotic or prokaryotic. Well, we go up to 400 power and you couldn't tell that from our microscopes. So, however, the biologist does see that the cell reproduces by budding. What is most likely the kingdom in which the organism belongs? Fungi, that's right. Number 13, why do slime molds appear in kingdom Protista in some biology books?
They resemble protozoa.
Exactly, in their feeding stage. Very good. They resemble protozoa in their feeding stage. Wow, there's no more. I'm turning and there's nothing else there. Okay, so this tells us that there are 4 possible points for each question, but that includes every answer. So number 11, there are 2 answers there, so each one's worth 4 points. Number 9, you should have had 2 answers, and yeah. Hang on, this is really confusing. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Just make all the answers worth 4 points, okay? Like A is worth 4, B is worth 4, C is worth 4. Okay, do it that way. All right.